You know exactly who I'm talking about. They're on your friends list. They see all your stories. But their own page, it's a complete ghost town. No new photos, no updates, nothing. They're the ghosts of social media. And it really makes you wonder.
What is going on with them? I mean, in a world that's all about getting attention and being seen, why on earth would somebody choose to be almost totally invisible online?
Okay, let's be honest. Our minds immediately jump to a few conclusions, right? We think, oh, they're probably just shy, or maybe a little insecure. Or we figure their life must be kind of boring, or hey, maybe they even have something to hide. These are the go-to guesses.
But what if those guesses are mostly wrong? Let's get into this, because psychology actually tells a totally different story here. It suggests this quietness online isn't about weakness at all. In fact, it might just point to a unique and honestly, a pretty powerful kind of strength.
Okay, so the first big idea is this. They value privacy way more than popularity. For these folks, their own mental peace and quiet is just more important than getting a bunch of public validation. It's not that they're antisocial, they're just really intentional about protecting their inner world and staying in control of their own story.
This really comes down to where we get our sense of worth from. You see, most of social media is basically a giant engine for external validation. It's all about chasing those likes, comments, and shares. But the online ghost, they tend to operate from a place of self-validation. Their security comes from the inside. It's measured by their own standards, and that leads to a kind of personal satisfaction that no algorithm can ever give you. And when you're focused on what's going on inside, it naturally leads to this next point, a much, much stronger sense of self. I mean, think about it. If you're not constantly looking to other people for approval, your happiness isn't going to be at the mercy of some algorithm or how many people liked your last post.
So what does this self-aware mindset actually look like in practice? Well, it kind of breaks down into three key things. First, they really know what their own values are. Second, because of that, they judge themselves by their own standards, not the crazy, always changing standards of social media. And third, they see the digital world for what it so often is, an illusion, a carefully edited highlight reel.
And that brings us to this super important psychological idea called social comparison theory. Basically, it's this natural human thing we do where we figure out how we're doing by comparing ourselves to other people. The problem? Social media puts this instinct on steroids. Suddenly, we're not just keeping up with the Joneses next door, we're comparing our real, messy, everyday lives to thousands of perfectly filtered, flawless-looking posts from around the world.
The online ghost gets this, whether they've thought about it consciously or just feel it in their gut. They are actively choosing to opt out of that never-ending, exhausting comparison game. It's not about being disconnected, it's really a smart move to protect their own mental health.
And all of this builds up to our final and maybe the most powerful idea of all, a confidence that doesn't need to post. We're talking about a really secure self-esteem here. It's a type of confidence that is so solid, so grounded that it just doesn't need anyone else's attention to feel real. It isn't fragile. It doesn't go up and down with the number of likes on a photo because its foundation isn't built on what other people think. It's an inner security that's there whether anyone is watching or not.
And if you had to boil their entire mindset down to a single phrase, this would be it. They choose peace over performance. The performance is that constant pressure to act like you have a perfect life online. Staging photos, writing the perfect witty caption. The peace is the freedom you get when you let all of that go. It's about being more focused on actually living your life than on just documenting it for an audience.
So let's pull all these threads together. What's the real takeaway here? Well, we started with all those common assumptions, that these people must be shy or insecure. But everything we've looked at invites us to completely reframe how we see the social media ghost.
This quote just nails it perfectly. They don't need to be seen to feel seen. It's such a powerful thought, isn't it? Their sense of worth just isn't tied to being visible to the world because, well, they're already fully visible to themselves.
Ultimately, this whole thing challenges our modern idea of what confidence even looks like. We're so used to thinking that confidence has to be loud and visible and, a performance. But this shows us that true, deep confidence is often quiet, it's grounded, and it's profoundly self-aware. Which leaves us with one last question to chew on. We've talked all about the psychology of the online ghost, but now it's time to turn that lens on ourselves. Whether you post all the time or hardly at all, what does your silence or your noise really